Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another draft here on Big Nerf Gaming. Guilds of Ravnica is still where it's at and where it's going to be at for the rest of the year, mostly. But that's fine, because it is delightful. Unfortunately, our rare is kind of mediocre here. I love the card, both in art. Look at the number of fingers on each hand. It doesn't actually match up to 1, 2, 3, but they all have a different amount to represent like their different sizes. And again, the flavor text is fantastic. But I don't love the cars. Swarm Guild Mages, it's alright. Electrostatic Field is pretty good, but it's a pretty aggressive first pick to be like, I'm going into the Boros Spells deck with this card. So I think it comes down to Deadweight versus Legionnaire. And oof, the correct pick is dead. We're taking the Deadweight. I want to take the Legionnaire, but there is actual so much good stuff going on and so many colors in this. Oh my god, we could just have two Legionnaires though. That would that's especially because we're about to take this Legionnaire anyway. Because this pack is pretty meh. I mean, World Soul Colossus is all right. I didn't take the first Menagerie. I don't really want the second one. Though if I had taken the first one, I'd be like, slam, we're building the exact Menagerie deck. So where does that leave us? Oh, phew. Whatever. It would be us. It would be a better world if we had taken back-to-backs, but I think it's like World Soul Colossus has been all right, but it's another just big dork that doesn't have trample. Like I think on average, Siege Worm is just going to be better. Like, you don't want to play this till like 5 anyway. Oh, there's the district guide. Now that's a card and a half right there. It does kind of push me towards Golgari, which is less exciting. Might of the Masses is a good card, but would be better if I had just taken the other, the World Soul Colossus. I mean, Narcomoeba is good if I'm Demir with Surveil, but I don't like with a single Deadweight. I'm not trying to take that. My white and red cards are very mediocre. I guess if I had 2 Legionnaires, I might take a Sure Strike here just to try to stay on color. But I think the answer is going to be the guide. I mean, we've got a Deadweight, and to go with the district guy. Like, that's a good way to start towards like a multicolored Gates craziness deck, but it's also a good way to start towards just a Golgari deck. We'll see what happens. I like Goblin Banneret, but again, we're probably not. Like as we're moving into this, like I'm thinking about just letting this Boros go because I can't. You can't half do it. You can't half commit to the aggro maneuvers here. So. So what do we take here? I think Lawless Giant is an okay finisher in that deck. If we're like Golgari. But do I just want an Erstwhile Trooper? Or a Beetle? We'll take the Giant. I could have clicked on either of those other cards if it had decided, but you know. Fresh Face Recruit would go with my double Legionnaire deck, but we're going to stop talking about that one here. I think we're going to take a Beetle. This is good in the Golgari deck. Like I said, it's been impressing me. It works, it's a 2-2 for 2 when that's good, and it also works for fodder when you want fodder. Poisoner's also good. Maybe even better. I think I want the Beetle more. Yeah. I don't have I don't think that this deck's gonna have a large amount of trouble dealing with the ground creatures I'm being attacked with, like in terms of like taking the 1/1 death touch. Otherwise, like we're gonna have. That's a better card, I think, for Dimir. Like even though it's good here, it kind of goes to the graveyard, but I like Dissident. But I think we're gonna take Prey Upon here. We're gonna move the Legionnaire over. Oof. Vivid Revival is very good, but we have yet to draft a multicolored card. But I mean, grindy Golgari, it's gonna be great in. We're taking on spec. We'll get some multicolored cards. For example, this Lurcher is nice and late and delicious. I also think Portcullis Vine is a lot better than it looks on its surface, especially in the Golgari deck, obviously. But we want to get a Lurcher at some point. I've definitely had version of the Golgari deck that didn't really have payoffs. I mean, I don't love Menagerie, but I will play one. It's not like an unpowerful effect. Ooh, we'll play an Uprising. We may or may not even main deck a Canopy. I like Canopy. I haven't decided whether or not this is a main deck Crushing Canopy format yet or not. It is a want a sideboard Prophetic Vapors format, so we'll definitely snap that off. Not super in love with this pack one, but it's also not the worst. I mean, we have outs to playing like anything that we get that's in a color we can kind of like pair with basically any non-red card, because we can kind of go into Selesnya or Dimir still. It's really if we find a multicolor red card that we're kind of, getting racked. Beetle, good with Uprising. I guess we'll pause for reflection in a sideboard. I don't think there's like I guess some of the all-in is a decks that might just be a good sideboard card versus, right? Ooh, Child of Night might even get in there in the main. We'll see how that goes. It's not like I'm excited about it, but I have played worse cards. I think we take the Ochre Assassin here. It's a good thing to put the counter on from the Beetle, and any other 1/1/1 counters you have laying around is like another creature it kills if they have it laying back when you attack. It's a game warping card, it's not quite Night Vale Spectre levels, but it usually gets its, or Deadly Recluse levels, but Ochre Assassin usually gets its man. Ooh. This is interesting. Because we've got an Artful Takedown. I don't think this information campaign will be good. I think Artful Takedown I like just more than this card. Though I could be wrong about that. But like I said, I've been impressed with Dispersal so far. But I think we just want the deadweight, right? Yeah, that's just how we're gonna go here. Ew, the Betrayal. I love mythic rares that are like combo-y constructed cards. Because I can kind of just look past them usually. We can take a Poisoner here. We can also take a Spec Guildgate. That's really about it. I mean, we can also take a Sprite on Spec. But I'm not really trying to warp my mana to play a Sprite. I would rather have some other good blue card first. I think we can find a Poisoner at some point, but I've definitely found, like, if I want to splash a color, I want to have Guildgates. I think we'll take another Assassin here and stay on the lookout for pump-type spells. This is interesting. I don't know how much Surveil we'll have in this black or green deck, but any amount is good if we have this. Like, and just get some free, like, it's not a terrible card on its surface. And anytime you pick it up for 3 mana, it's or 3 life, it's fantastic. We also talk about Tomb or even Guildgate, depending on, what we think the rest of our deck. But I think we'll take the Blood Operative. We would like some Surveil, but obviously both black removal spells have Surveil, so... See, now we're getting interesting because it's none of the cards. Like, I'm not like excited about it ever happened. Like with Thought Eraser, I'm also getting the Surveil, which has me more interested with the Operative. Where it's never happened is another mana, and there's no Surveil on it. But it's like this is also not remotely in my mana at the moment. But am I gonna miss this? Like I think this is a fine little, like we can get our way over to some Dimir action at some point, maybe still. Do I want another Lurcher, or do I want an Erstwhile Trooper? I think we'll take the Lurcher. We're already getting there on 3s more than anything else. And we're going to want Lurchers. Oh, see, the Barrier of Bones would be a lot more decent if we had that, the green wall. Though I can make some sort of argument still about taking it here, because... Like, is Shade gonna be great? I think any of these cards are gonna be fantastic. But there's outs to the Bones being good if we find the green wall. Ooh, Dissident is good. We're happy with that. Oh, there's a Trooper. Probably better than a Spinal Centipede, because we can fill the graveyard with it. I mean, we're rolling in canopies at this point. Oh, there's the Dimir Guildgate I was talking about. Oh, wait, no. Slow my roll here. I'm not going to take a card to splash a Thought Eraser. I'm going to just take a Separate Strands, which should be good here. I'm looking for more of these, Beetle Dorks or Rat Dorks are exactly the kind of stuff I want to jam into this deck. Not exactly the kind of dork I want, but I'm not playing the other cards. There's that sideboard never happened, so making that Thought Eraser pick look real bad. This is an interesting pack. We're not gate heavy enough to really take the Gargoyle. It's not really actually that interesting because we're not, the Porkle is fine. It's like, ooh, like I said, that's fine. It makes the Barrier Bones better, and it's good in Golgari. But Glowspore Shaman is one of the only enablers for just dumping cards in your graveyard that's in green, black, or black green. Like you get some off color, you get this Surveil that's just black. Like Glowspore Shaman, just here, have a 3/1 and just dump 3 cards. And sometimes just smooth out your land drop. Yeah, we're down with that. Not much else floating around this pack that we're super interested in. Though we would have it to the Portcullis wheel. Do we want another Uprising or Prey Upon? We're not super beefy yet, but the Rhizome Loachers should be big. And Prey Upon is just so much cheaper than Uprising, and there's a non-zero chance that Uprising wheels. Ooh, there we go. The payoffs. That's a good card. Good with the prey upons. Just generally good as a 3/4. Get me back something that I've dumped. We'll take all of these things. Multicolored card for the Vivid Revival. Grind them out. Grind them out. Ooh. We got a Burglar Rat here, which I think is going to be fine in the deck, but we also, like, are only, like, I mean, I know the Rise from Lurchers become big, but I think we could use, like, a Vigor Sport Worm. This is another, like, powerful smack you in the face card. We should be able to get the effect triggered, like, at a pretty strong point. What is what? I guess, am I supposed to be more green-white than I am? Because I don't know how this Amara is just walking around. But, like, given that I'm not green-white and I have no Convoke, I don't think she's very good. She's just the hard to cast in my deck 2/2 that makes a token occasionally when she attacks. That's... Psh. So we just take the Foragers here? No, we bought the Burglar Rat. We also really want to get one of those green walls to wheel and put back in the Barrier of the Bones with it. Or we'll take this one here. Because they're just more value to get back with the Menagerie. You sacrifice it. You bring it back. Like, we got a good amount of 2s and 3s now. We're trying to, like, smooth it all out. We might just play the Portcullis Vine, though. We might not put back in the Barrier of Bones. We'll see. Like, this is a pretty solid 23 here. I mean, Blood Operative we don't actually have any way to get back at the moment. But... I feel like I've had some drafts where, like, there's just a bunch of the 5-drop destroy target creatures floating around, and I've had some drafts where you just cannot find one to save your life. And I guess that's not a profound statement, but I can't tell if the evaluation of that card is off still, or I don't know. Anyway, in my grindy old green-black deck, yeah, we'll do that again. Here I'm tempted to jam, like, even more like any multicolored card I see at this point, like green black. I'm more like, I would absolutely play the Death Touch 2 to 1 and 2 Golgari hybrid for 2/2, and be able to Vivid Revival that back over the Blood Op that I can't actually do anything with. Hey, it's that Undercity Uprising that wields, and we have the Vivid Revival. Do I want a second Vine, or do I want to fix my mana? Because, like, the Golgari is super important for casting the Fine Broker on curve, but also casting the Fine Broker on curve is less than super important. I think we're taking the Vine. That kind of beat us up. Because we got another Vine and an Uprising. Ugh. I thought that was the last pack we were going to see a Vine, but there was another. I don't think I want 3 of them. And I got to slam the Shield Mate, because it does fit the multicolored description as earlier. But on the other hand, I also like... kind of like another Lilith Giant here in our grindy, slow, we're playing Portcullis Vines green black deck. With some Burglar Rats and some Undercity Uprisings and maybe a Grappling Sundew, like... So let's take a look at this deck. This is an interesting build. Can I play two Vivid Revivals and three Gruesome Menageries? Like three 5 mana cards that like just return stuff from my graveyard? I got what? 9 multicolored cards? 10? 9? 9. I think we cut one of the Vivid Revivals. Huh. I probably didn't need to take that second Lawless Giant because I don't think I'm going to play it. Because I was. If with Giant versus Vigor Spore Worm, Giant is going to get. It's going to get the damage in far more often, obviously, especially if it's not having any sort of evasion at all. However, Vigor Spore Worm works much better with the Ochre and Assassins. And it's a 6-drop, which is, its own reward. So we somehow got 0 Surveil at all. Blood Operative is kind of mediocre. Just a 3/1 lifelink, like, for 3. Is that much better than just playing a Child's Light and having better mana for it? Like... What else do we cut here? Man. With all the junk in our deck, like with the Burglar Rats and the Beetle we can pass off onto, and I think it's better than Cut a Prey Upon. I think the Uprisings are actually going to be very good, especially because we have the Vivid Revival too. So I think we Cut a Prey Upon. Oh. I can't tell if I actually think this is a 16 land deck or if I'm just being greedy about cutting a card. Like, it's probably just better to just cut one of the vines, right? Oh, but I kind of need to hit a creature mass. But all of my spells are very good. Do I still just cut one of the Uprisings? Let's run it like this. How do we feel about one more Swamp and Forest? Really, are we more interested to be able to cast turn 1 Deadweight or turn 1 Vine? And weirdly, I think the deck is more interested in turn 1 Vine. A lot of the stuff you have to deadweight in this format, you don't necessarily have to deadweight on one, it's just efficient too. But if I can get down a Vine to block it on one anyway and get towards, drawing a card and bidding a creature, I think that's going to be good. I think we keep this. We got a Vine, we got a Beetle. We got Severed Strands. Oh, and we hit the Swamp. Let's go. We can make a Glow Spore. We can maybe hit a land. Well, that's a hell of a mill. Every time we've cast this card so far while recording, we've just gotten like hammered. Opponent didn't block there, so they want the Cyclops alive. So I didn't put the beetle. I didn't put the counter from the beetle over there. Do I just want to? Do I just want to pass, right? And sack my vine this turn? Because then when I play the Lurcher, it's a 5/5. We're just going to get in with the Shaman here first. And depending on how opponent blocks, it'll determine how we play out our turn. Okay, so here, so we're going to take that. And then we're going to deadweight. And make ourselves a dissident. I've seen enough of Enigma drinks to know that you just get rid of that thing. It may be small now, but if you give it any time, it will very quickly become an issue. We'll take 5 here. Ooh, that's a good draw. So now we can play Beetle. Drop a counter. Get in for 6. And play a Trooper. That we can threaten pump on. Like, we can pump. We almost certainly will, unless somehow opponent makes up a card that discards their whole hand if we pump it, but Jumpstart Velocity. We might just take the dirty double on the Cyclops, right? Because opponent is highly discouraged from playing another trick onto it. Unless it beats our discarding a card. Get in for 6. Make a gigantic, huge Lurcher unless it gets countered. And then Vigor Spore Worm giving something else 5/5 when we draw this land next turn. And smile with a GG. Yep. That is a feeling I can relate to, buddy. I mean, I don't want to hear about it personally, but it's a feeling I can relate to if you're not my opponent. Talking about that on turn 1, it is opponent giving us a bit of extra information they didn't quite need to give as well. Interesting. On one hand, versus like 16 land aggro opponent deck, I kind of want a Vicious Rumors and just like give me a life, get rid of one of the cards out of your hand, make it so you just can't, kill me in 6 cards. But because of Jumpstart, like I can literally be giving an opponent 2 spells, at the cost of a card out of my hand. I don't really love it. Did it look like a good spot for Mephitic Vapors? No, right? Never Happened could be very good here. I don't think we need it. Eh. No, I think we're good like this. I think the burglar rats are going to get the effect that I want in enough anyway. I think if we go to the next game and I see more what's going on in their deck, I might debate the Never Happened. But at the moment, man, that's a mulligan. I guess we keep that. Try to find us a swamp. That's interesting because while you're not a swamp, you're also a blocker when we don't have one. If we don't draw a land, and you draw a card. We've got nothing to do on turn 2 at the moment anyway, unless we draw a land. And, like... I'm not trying to fall behind this deck when I feel like our deck is powerful enough to deal with opponent's deck if we just don't get ran down. Ew. Ew. That's not what we want to see. Top deck that swamp. That we can't actually do that. That doesn't work. Do we cash in the vine here? End of combat? Let's see what opponent does. Opponent's a spot where they're kind of being incentivized to cast a spell here to deal with that. This actually counters that, so we don't take the damage. So that's doubly good. And opponent overtapped mana. Black mana is so good here. Draw, just smack our deck. I mean, any mana will take. Hey, that's fine. Okay. Play a district guide. Go fetch us a swamp. Hell yes, we want to do that. Give me that swamp. Give me that. Oof. Ooh, that is unpleasant. That gave me a weird feeling in my stomach. I don't want that. I'm not happy about that. Let's be cheeky. Nada. Hoping we get an opponent to give us some sort of way to trade for that mistake, but it's probably being a little hopeful. I could have also Prey Upon plus Dead Weighted, but I don't like that. Like, I don't think opponent has enough cards in hand that I'm like worried about just getting ran down by birds. And then, of course, as I say that, they're going to cast stupid Hypothesisal and crack me for getting greedy. Maybe I should have killed that Mystic. Now I'm feeling bad. Now I'm feeling like that was the wrong play. The more that I'm grilling this. Play a creature, homie. Decide that you're going to take this turn to play a creature because I couldn't kill it anyway. Nope, you're flashing back. Okay. Ugh. Do I smash with everything? And just play the Lurcher? Ugh, no. No. I really should have done this. I gave away this game. I needed to do this the other turn. If opponent doesn't have the 2 birds, I've got a chance. But as it stands now, I'm in a bad way. I'm going down to 5 this turn, and I have 2 birds on the board that I really have no realistic way of dealing with. Ugh. Disgustingly bad Magic. I absolutely needed to double cast there. It was... A what? Okay. I feel like opponent needed to be more aggressive there. See, that's like this really weird defensive play that I don't love. If I can find a black mana, I can pick up the dead weight and turn my clock down a little bit. Whew. Man, if we just kill that stupid Mystic right away, we're crushing right now. We are crushing right now. Ugh, I'm bad. Oh, man. Okay. These draws are not helping. If opponent has another Sonic Assault, we're just dead. Damn. Okay. We threw that game so hard. Okay, what do we do here? I think we want to bring an Uprising back in to make sure we can have a better chance of dealing with that stupid bird maker. And, what are we taking out? We're going to be on the play. These vines are less great on the play. Let's do that. Yes. We'll keep this. Had a lot of expensive cards. We need to. If we draw 1 land, we get the District Guide. We kind of want to just take 3 here. We don't want opponent to add anything to the battlefield. We want to just get cracked for 3. No, that's terrible. Okay. Drawing mana is good. District Guide. Fetching. Let's look at our 1 mana spells. I'm going to fetch a Swamp. Because if we have to play the Golgari permanent get from your graveyard and be able to cast another 1 mana spell on the same turn on some theoretical future turn, I'm more likely to want to have to immediately cast a Deadweight. Okay, we'll definitely take that bit of early information. Oh, because they want that Mentor. Okay. I'm dumb. Forgot about the Mentor. Like, why is they just pumping that before the attack? Whew. Okay, no, we might block and discard here. Okay, we are definitely uprising though, right here. We are not making that mistake again. Keep backer blocker here. We're doing a pretty efficient job of developing our board. We've got some big fatties coming in a second, including a way to give it vigilance for his next attack. Ooh! And we're going to get Command the Storm cast on our Erstwhile Trooper. I think we play the bigger Spore Worm here. I'm not triggering any. I'm not getting anything with its trigger, but I'm, opponent, I think at this point is still very likely to have a way to remove another creature. But it gets exiled. So it's irrelevant. But I was going to say, it makes my Rhizome Lurcher bigger if they murder the Vigor Spore, and then I play Rhizome next turn. That's why I just have to take the 4/4. Doing anything else seems very greedy. So I guess I can make it a 5/5. But does that do a lot for me? I think we're gonna do that. That does let it kill. Like, that means opponent can't attack. Well, no, I guess sure strike the kill. No, that's probably wrong. What am I doing? I keep thinking that this creature gets +1. This creature has prowess, basically. Like a more prowess-like effect. That's going to get +1/+1. But I think this is actually probably the more correct way to do prowess anyway, because a lot of those creatures, when you're getting like prowess, became such a pain. I think that's why I believe they're like making it less, like they made it like an evergreen mechanic, and they were like, actually, this is not as amazing as we thought. Just the toughness boost makes it really hard to, like, getting a power boost is one thing, because that has more play around ability for the opponent, but when you're the opponent and it's like, well, if I don't do anything and they have, one spell or two, there's just a lot of weird calculations that have to happen that are really, like, knowing I get to just I can double block, and it doesn't matter how many spells they cast, I'll still probably kill this if they don't, like, have a real combat trick like interaction, is very important. Peek and bolt for 2? Huh? Am I missing something? Opponent knows they can't recast that, right? I mean, they can, but it doesn't do what they want it to do. I think the opponent's going to be happy. The question is, do we block anyway here? Like, we have the Lawless Giant in hand. I'm really all about just keeping my life total high. Get in with the beetle. Like, if I take that 4, right, and then opponent is like, okay, Sonic Assault. I'm in trouble then I have to draw 1 Sonic Assault to do that in Sonic Assault twice. So if they draw anything else, then I am in dudes. I'm in deep doo-doos. The opponent already way threw away two. Like, it's still a 3-for-1 for me. I don't cash in that vine until I have a reason to, right? Like, just in case they have some sort of removal for the giant, I don't just cast this in at the end of the turn, right? I just save it. I think that's correct. Like, until they make me go find something. I mean, that's alright. Sonic Assault. Okay. Hey! I'd say put it and draw another Sonic Assault, right? Because I think we might just lose. Okay. I think that worked out well. I think that was an okay matchup to good matchup for us, but hey. Big wins. We'll keep this. It's not the best hand, but it's fine. Meh. Not what I wanted to see, particularly. Burglar Rat is decent, but not great. Opponent also playing vines. Kind of expect to see some black from them at some point then. No blocks, Avi. Oh. See, that was a surprise because it wasn't black. Like I said, I expect with the vine opponents to be playing Golgari. I don't think that's a Celestia card. Like, yes, it is a creature that you can play for 1 mana, but it doesn't quite work. It's not a bird in the same way because it has Defender. Give me a forest. I'm kind of interested in getting vine into the graveyard kind of soon as possible. So I can just, bin the board. See, there's Bird's Paradise. And here comes some big old creature. Oh, that's a great 8 creature right there, folks. That's a hard card to beat when they do it like this. Whew, okay. How can I win this game, A? And how does that happen? Is it important for me that I get Prey Upon on the same turn as Undercity Uprising? Like, because I can get the Rising Lurcher back at some point, is it better just to play the Lurcher and threaten some doubles on the ground here? That's probably the plan, right? So I don't think Uprising, killing the Loxodon, and then not being able to block anything next turn is very good. Obviously, these play really wants us to draw some lands. See, that's worrisome. Opponent just getting in with everything is... That's the scariest possibility. So they just play a pump spell here. We're done. Oh. But no pump spell. Just top a land. See? Okay. Okay. We're not out of this. Okay, so now the question becomes, do we Undercity Uprising and Prey Upon this turn, or do we Undercity Uprising and Port Killisvine? No, I think we have to Uprising and Prey Upon. And I think we might have to kill that Healer's Hawk. Though I think we attack with the Lurcher first and see if maybe they want to give us the Ceratok for free. Because if we don't have to Prey Upon, we don't have to, like, if we can have the Prey Upon for a later way to kill the Hawk, we're fine. But, like, ooh, man, do we need opponent to brick here? But we already got our brick luck in that earlier game where, oof. We need to draw a mana here or we're just dead. But if we draw mana, we're not... Oh, no, we don't have to even draw mana because we get a mana from District Drive. We're not dead. Oh, okay, well, we're still not dead. It's a play? It's technically a plan. I don't know how we survive past this turn. We need opponent to, like, not attack with everything for some strange reason. Like, if opponent decides to not attack with the Wood Shaper because they don't want to trade it for the Burglar Rat, which I know it doesn't make any sense, guys, but just stick with me. Okay, so I think we have to block like this. Let's be, I don't know what that leaves our outs as. They definitely don't include opponent playing another spell here. Okay. Well, that'll do it. That's yeah. We really didn't get a lot of effect out of our cards there. Like, they didn't do anything they were supposed to do, but I don't know if that was a reflection of the way the game state was playing or just the fact that we were getting ran over by this opponent's deck. Man, is that Loxodon good. Okay. I think we bring in let's see, we saw an Iron Shell Beetle, we saw a Hunter's Hawk, a Healer's Hawk. And we saw enough stuff that I think we want Mephitic Vapors, and we definitely want Never Happened. Because I need some way to just, some chance of not having to face that stupid Loxodon. The revival, like, felt even less castable than Menagerie that game, but that's because we were so far behind. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm liking Lawless Giant less and less. That card keeps rotting in my hand. And yes, it's a 7-drop. I know it's going to do that, but I just keep thinking, like, I don't know, the games grind out, and I just somehow don't get the 7 mana. Or if I do, it's not relevant. I guess I guess it's not doing enough. What else do we cut here? I think we still got to cut the revival. We can't cut a creature. And we want more creatures if possible, but we don't have more. So we are where we are. Yes, we want to play first. Yes, we'll keep that hand. We submitted second, so there's no way to tell if opponent is staring at their hand, unsure if they want to go to 6 or if they just stepped away to grab a drink. So, you know, it is what it is. Portal Design is not going to be ideal here, only because we've got a ton of, like, 2-drops. This is kind of like alternate condition 2-drop, which is drawing a card. But I mean, if we draw up our mana, well, we can play this on 4 with another one of these 2s and bin it before we play the Lurcher. Alright, we're back. Opponent kept their hand. And we're off. Oh, that's a decent draw. We do want this glow spore to hit at 1 land, but no more than 1 land. So we can stick it on top. God damn! I said no more than 1 land. I was very specific on exactly how many lands I wanted, folks. Come on. Also, I just realized there was a bunch of, like, sweet walls printed, like, guys, like, Arcades, maybe? Huh? With the Portcullis Vines in the deck? Let's go! Yeah, I know, I'm crazy. Okay, deadweight that immediately. And I think we beetle here, but do we just, I think we just beetle make itself a 2/2, right? I don't need the extra damage now. I'd rather have a more relevant creature versus what opponent is doing. Though now opponent's going to play a bunch of X1s and make me look stupid. Ha! See? Though I guess that also makes me look dumb, because now I can't, like, I could have attacked with the Glowspore Shaman. That was a 4/2 if I had gone the other way. You know, you can't win them all, folks. So then we hold off on the Burglar Rat and just play the Dissident. Because, again, it's something that can, like, you know, get in there. A land would have been excellent there, but, you know, what are you going to do? It's not quite missing out. Ew, that is... Ew. That's all we wanted to see. Okay. We're definitely not lurching yet. At no counters at all. No thank you. So I think we just pass and go for the sack on the Portcullis Vine at the end of the turn. I don't love the attacks here I have. I'm not trying to trade the Shaman for the Stray. And nothing else bashes. Because if I trade the Shaman for the Stray, then on some future point I have to try to double block this Peacemaker. Ew. Sack y'all. Yes. Man. Not exactly what we were looking for. I mean, we're going to play it. We would rather have, like, any other creature in our hand to discard other than that Rhizome Lurcher. Oh no, not the double spell. Oh no, not the double spell Convoke. Oh no. Oh god. It's a different Loxodon. Still not a fun one. Times like these I wish I had the face cam on. So you could see the disgusted look on my face drawing that land. Okay. Well, we're just gonna pass this turn alone. Your opponent still doesn't have a wonderful attack, like, unless they have a trick. But if they have a trick, we are dead. Because we ain't got nothing in hand. I don't know why I've gotten very southern since I started losing. I don't know, maybe it's, you know, because of the Civil War. Boom, Civil War callback dis. Getting them. Wow, that was a terrible joke. Please, just edit that out of this. Just go back and edit this out and explain that we had a moment of problem with... Oh, my God. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. Opponent, like... We were just running around with, like, all right, we got this, like, solid, like, decently powerful deck of uncommons. And the opponent's like, nah, bro. We got the rares that are just... in your face, upside your head. I don't know why opponent didn't attack with everything. I'm going to block here. I'm going to block here. Oh, no. No, no. Wow, that was almost terrible. I'm just going to block here. No. No, no, no. I'm going to block here. So I can leave up Dissident plus pump in future turns, but I also trade away for 2 creatures, dump a bunch of creatures in my graveyard. Really, I'm dead, because opponent just drew 6 cards. I don't know why I'm, like, shuffling around these deck chairs on this Titanic. Like, unless that was all lands, we are Dizon. Anyway, we were already behind on board, and opponent were just like, quap, give me a grip of cards. I mean, if opponent didn't draw 87 cards, we'd be in a good position right here, having gotten traded all those things, played the like, and if they hadn't played that camaraderie at all, we would just be killing them with the assassin. Well, I guess we wouldn't have a big lurcher because everything in my scenario, I've somehow got everything on the board and a giant lurcher, but ignore that problem with reality there. This is not going to go well. I don't know what's about to happen to me, but I know it's not going to go well. Oh, that was dirty. Oh, that come on, opponent. Come on. I'm just out here running around with strong commons and uncommons. I'm trying to my rares are funky 5-mana spells that bring stuff back. Trying to grind opponents out. This opponent comes out like, nah. I got the rares that just in the face. Am I straight dead? I mean, I can block the siege worm for another turn and go down to... Oh, no, 0. Yeah, straight dead. Well, that was another poor showing with Golgari for us. I needed to get a second guild going, but there wasn't much going around that really looked like it was going to go with what we had. I don't know. I felt like we were in a position where we were getting decent cards passed to us, it felt like. And, you know, if one of these rares gets opened and gets to us, we make it's a different story. But I don't think that game was just it was a specific example of opponent's rare was a 4/4 5-mana 4/4 that made everything else bigger. And we were like, oh yeah, but we're gonna cast a gruesome menagerie. But yeah, I mean, rares happen. I can't sit here and whine too much about that. The vines seemed all right. I didn't feel like maybe I should have been cutting that. I should have cut that vine in some of those other games. I don't know if I can play Lawless Giant anymore. It keeps seeming like it's going to be a solid card in these decks, and then I'm just it's not happening. I felt like, maybe I've got the District Guide. It's going to help me, power some... No. I'm not getting to the mana I want. Maybe if I want to play Lawless Giant, I need to be playing Lockets. Or, a Locket. The Golgari deck might just want you to play a Locket. That actually makes sense. It's the slow, grindy deck anyway, and just having a Locket to just go get some cards in, a color combination that traditionally doesn't get great card advantage, except for these things from the graveyard, but I wasn't really binning enough. I don't know. Regardless, until next time, I hope may everybody open a few more rares. Always just kill this stupid bird maker. Just kill it. Always just kill it. Kill it. And as always, have a great life, folks. Peace.